Alright guys, this video is going to show you how to prepare a two-color or a multicolor image to be able to screen print here in graphic communications class. I'm going to start out, I have my image here that's in two colors. Alright, you should up to this point be able to figure out how to convert the colors to black. Alright, by using the magic wand and the paint bucket. Alright, so you would come up with things like this. Alright, here would be the red color, alright, all by itself, and then here would be the blue color all by itself, again converted to black. Okay, what we need to do for this project, we're going to use half a sheet of paper. You need to make sure that you do any size adjustments, you do them to both images, and you do that here in Photoshop because it's so much easier to do it in Photoshop to make sure everything is the same size that you need. So in the image menu, you just want to go down to image size. Okay, right now it's saying my width's 27 and some inches and our height is 25. Alright, I'm actually going to break that down to 6.5 inches. Actually, I'm going to leave it a little lower than that because I know I'm going to use half a sheet of paper. I only have 5.5 max down below. So I'm just going to make that 5 there, and then automatically makes mine to 5.365. And I'll hit OK. I'm remembering that the height is 5 inches. All right, that'll shrink that down. I'm going to close out that. It asks me if I want to save it. I say yes. And I need to open up my other image and do the exact same size measurement to that. In my image menu, image size, again, change the height to 5, and it makes it 5.365, all right, automatically. If it doesn't, you'll have an issue. You need to have the same size documents, or it won't line up later. All right, so we have that converted. So again, close out that. I ask you want to save it, hit yes. All right, then what we'll do, we'll take each one of these into Illustrator to make it a vector. All right. Hope you guys know or should be well versed in this. I'm going to click on that. Oh, that'll say it's already open. Let me just close out everything here quick. Go back to the beginning here. All right, make a new print document. And go File, Open. And open up one. Here it is. All right. Just going to click on my live trace, converting everything to a vector. Okay. Close out of that. Let's say I don't want to save it. Hit yes. They asked me what I want to save it as. I'm just going to save it as this default setting here. And I'll open up another one. And the same thing. Open up this one. Live trace it. Okay. And close out of that one. Okay. And go ahead and save that. Alright, once you have both of those images saved, we want to pull up now InDesign. Alright, and we want to lay it out on here. Again, we're using half a sheet of paper. So I'm going to take a ruler guide, mark it down to half, and again that's 5.5, and I know, because here on the side of the ruler, whoop, I'll jump back, 5.5. Okay, and I'm going to put my borders around it, my margins, just by default is 1/2 inch. Most times the printer will do 1/4 inch. We're going to do 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm also going to do a 1/2 inch in from the side of the borders. Right? This will help me line up my registration marks. And I'll show you what that is in just a second. Alright, so I have 2 rectangles. And I want to do a File, Place, and I want to make sure I grab my InDesign documents. Alright, not my regular Photoshop one. Alright, my InDesign ones. And you'll know because it says AI on it. Alright, so I click on that. I want to leave it here. I want to line it up to something that you can identify. All right, something that you can identify that will allow everything else to line up. What I'm going to use is my selection box. All right, I want to have it automatically snap to the side. All right, and have the point down below. All right, so I automatically snap that one to the side. All right, it's there. The other one I want to place in here, you can grab another one, and I click here, and I automatically want to connect this one to the side. Okay, just need to lower it down just a tad bit. All right, and I'm also going to make another ruler guide right in the middle of that middle selection box. All right, so then when I click, actually just snap to the left side. It's not that big of a deal, just as long as you know where it's at. So when I click on this one, I know that yes, it lines up left and right. When it's on the left of that box, I click on this image, it's on the left of this box. All right, that is a good thing. I'm just zooming out here, and you can see it. Now we have both of our images placed in here where everything is correctly aligned. All right, everything is correctly aligned. What we need to do, we can't print our chemo disc yet. We have to create registration marks, and you'll know that from when we talked in class. I'm just going to grab my line tool, and I click on it, and if I hold shift, it automatically snaps it to the correct angle that we want. All right, so I'm going to click, hold shift, and there they are. Now my lines disappeared. That's because there's no stroke or no fill. I'm just going to select them. I'm going to make sure that my stroke is set to black. All right, and I'm going to make it over here, my stroke, 3 points thick. All right, 3 points thick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste it so I have another set here. And I'm going to line these up right where these crosshairs line up down below. All right. Whoops. Just right where this cross doesn't have to be exact on your making it, but it has to be exact where you're lining it up. All right, that everything does line up just right. All right. So I'm gonna, looks like I'm off to the right a little bit. We'll just line that up. All right. We're actually gonna do 2 sets of them, and after you get the one, right, we just want to make sure. Whoops, I keep clicking on my guidelines. All right, I was gonna copy and paste it, and I'm gonna move it to these ones. All right. This will help in our alignment when we actually will do the screen printing. All right. Again, it's essential that these are the exact same size. You cannot resize in InDesign. If I wanted to say, okay, I need to resize this, and you do something like this, to resize this one, it's almost virtually impossible to line up. So be careful and be looking out for that. And then just once all these steps are finished, you have your one color, your second color, and your registration marks. Then you are set to then print your chemo disc to the 150 LaserJet